Vibrant Living is brought to you by Springwater Insurance Group, teaching you how to buy the best Medicare and supplemental plans for your needs.
It's getting cold, just look at the falling snow. There's season's greetings, happy meetings, oh, and a little bit of mistletoe. They're decorating the Christmas tree with a star up top for you and me. Can you hear the sleigh bells? It's Christmas time. It's Christmas time.
Come on in, girls.
Glad to help. Hold the basket. Sit out front.
Well, if you need a basket, just let me know and I'll get it for you. I'll come and back you up.
Well, hello again and Merry Christmas. Well, at least we're getting ready for Christmas. I'm Dave Tosh. I'm the Executive Director of Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center. Today, we've had our grand opening of the Christmas Cottage, and it's a little bit different this year. There's a lot of things different this year, and this is one of them. Obviously, we were unable to do our craft fair this year, which is our biggest fundraiser of the year by far. And so what we've done is we put the Christmas Cottage in a separate room, larger room, so we can spread people out. And for today, we have sold tickets for $10 a piece to raise a little extra money for the senior center, but also with the idea that we could keep spacing so people didn't crowd into the room like in years past. And it's working out really well. We've gotten into our second hour here, and our plan is coming together. So we're pretty excited about having the room, Christmas Cottage, open here through the Christmas season, and we'll continue to have it well stocked. So come out and join us and help us raise more money for the senior center. In our mind, this is in place of our craft fair. We used to open our Christmas Cottage on the day of the craft fair, on a Saturday, usually early November. And so we're a little later opening this year. But obviously, it's just a Christmas Cottage that we're doing today. The store is open for anybody that wishes to shop while they're here. But you know, as of right now, we are not opening the thrift store on Saturdays during the COVID situation, and so today's a special event that we opened up on Saturday. Monday, November the 16th, the Christmas Cottage will be open to the public, and we'll continue that way through the Christmas season. And again, we're open Monday through Fridays from 9 to 4.
So my name's Shannon Port. I'm the thrift shop manager. This year we're doing things a lot different because of the pandemic. We're selling tickets today. It's Saturday the 14th, and we're selling $10 tickets to shop our Christmas room. It's a fundraiser. I think it's worked out really good. It's been a lot slower than our normal craft fair, you know, which is crazy and hectic. People have been able to spread out. It's not crowded at all. It's been it feels really slow for us, you know, that normally work the craft fair, but it's been nice. People have been able to shop and not worry, you know, definitely keep their 6 feet distance, and then we can only have about 35 people in the entire store at one time. So, and we're trying to keep about 15 in that one room at a time, so it's going to be hard to manage that, I believe.
People have been really generous. We've still got a lot to work through back in the donation area too. We've got a lot out in the vans. Yeah, that lady was worried. I was talking to me earlier and she goes, "Are you going to run out of stuff for Christmas?" I said, "I don't think so." It's not looking that way. Don't worry about that.
So even after the fundraiser's over, there should be plenty for the...
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, we'll get all the way through Christmas. Yeah. Man, oh man, I don't know how many boxes a day we do in the donation room of Christmas stuff. And that we add to what we've already still holding in the van. So it's a lot. Man, I'm ready. All the anticipation. You know, that's why I'm exhausted by the time Christmas gets here. Craziness. Yeah, but everything, just the girls in here did such a good job decorating. It's so nice. I mean, their job is the hardest, I think. This is the first year that they've used this room, right, Pam?
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
they would never let us use this. We begged for years. We begged and begged. They said no. Ping pong players don't like that.
The biggest difference is the ability to have a bigger room and to overflow into our original room, because the center obviously isn't open anywhere else, so we're able to.
And that we could make use of the whole dining room
Yeah,
for that
Yes,
sorting
the space in
process.
there.
That has been just amazing.
that's really helpful.
And we took the whole room. but it cuts down on the work, because in the past we've had to bring it in, unbox it. If we didn't need part of it, we had to rebox it. And so you unbox, rebox, you know, a lot of fooling around that we didn't have to do. One time, open the box, sort it out, and you're ready to go.
Yeah,
So
by the
that's-
time we got to the point where the room was just about full, that's all we were doing, was opening and closing the box back up. This way, we know what's in there because we're marking them.
Mary did, by the way, all the designing of the room, which if it weren't for that, we wouldn't be where we're at right now, because,
Thank you,
you know,
Pat.
oh man, yeah, you know, she does such an excellent job on getting the layout right and getting the traffic flow right and getting the space allotted. You know, that it wouldn't be like this if it weren't for her doing that for us.
And that was a little bit of a challenge this year, not tooting my own horn, but we wanted to be able for people to shop comfortably, you know, and spread out. So things are a little bit spread out more than we normally would. You might find the same thing in two different places.
You know, when you get into it, you pick a plan and you hope that it, you know, works like you think it's going to. And like I said, so far, knock on something, it's working out great. Yeah. Be careful.
You want me to? Oh! Press the wrong button.
I'm just gonna film this. We'll just put this on as a screensaver. Basically. All right.
Hello, my name is Daryl Dickinson. I'm a board member of the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center, and welcome to another edition of Vibrant Living. And we today have the pleasure of having some wonderful information that's very timely right now, something called Sheba, and we'll learn more in a minute about what that stands for. But I'd like to welcome Yuriko Robles, and she is the program coordinator for the Community Choice Action Health Partners organization. And so welcome, Yuriko. Tell us a little bit about what is Sheba and what should we know about it?
Great. Well, first of all, thank you for having me here today. And the Sheba program stands for the Statewide Health Insurance Benefit Advisors. And what we do is we provide free and unbiased information on Medicare coverage options. So Medicare is for seniors who are 65 years of age or older. There's also, you could be eligible for Medicare at an earlier age if you have been deemed disabled by Social Security.
Great. And I know I've gone through that process personally, and as I recall, I was 65 when I actually utilized the Sheba counseling services. You guys have different locations, I believe. I went to Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington. They had an office there. Do you still have an office there and other places?
Correct, yes. So we serve all of North Central Washington. So that includes the counties of Adams, Chelan, Douglas, Grant, and Okanagan. So yes, Aging and Adult Care is one of our partners, and they offer office space for us here in East Wenatchee and in Moses Lake.
Great. We also mentioned something called open enrollment, which I believe is going on right now.
Yes.
And that goes through, I believe, December the 7th.
That is correct.
So this is a very timely issue. And again, when I went through it myself, when you start, what do I sign up for? And what's all this Medicare about? And what's Part A and B and options and supplements and all that type of thing. So it was very helpful for me to have someone guide me through that. Do you charge for your service?
We do not. It is a free service.
And where are you located now, or how do people, access, your services?
Yes, most definitely. So due to COVID, of course, we can't provide in-person counseling at this time. So if you would like to call us, you can call us at our local Sheba hotline number, which is 1-888-452-0731.
Great, and we'll put that up there on the screen as well. So, reach out, and I know here at the Senior Activity Center, we have a lot of your folks that come and work specifically during open enrollment. So, obviously, we're not able to do that right now with the social distancing, but the service is still available. And what happens? Is it kind of a one-on-one phone call, or do you go do a Zoom kind of a conference? Or
we have options. Yeah, we can do the phone call or we can do Zoom, whichever the client prefers.
Great. Should a person be prepared with any specific kind of information when they come in for an appointment, or what do they expect when they come in?
Yes, most definitely. And right now during open enrollment, it's very important that when we're helping a client, they have their Medicare card available. List of their medications that they're currently taking, so we can compare their plans for them. If it would be a Medicare Part D plan, a standalone Part D plan, we would need the list of meds in order to do that for them, or if it's an Advantage plan as well.
So I'd forgotten about that, but that is correct. There's so many choices and decisions to make, it can be a little confusing. So do you have any advice for people about what they should be thinking about? Is there any issue or situation that comes to mind that most people struggle with?
Most definitely comparing their prescription drug plan. If they are on original Medicare and have a Medicare Part D plan, they should be comparing, because plans tend to change every year. Premiums can go up, deductibles can go up. So making sure that they're enrolled in the least expensive plan available to them every single year.
And if I recall correctly, and I may have forgotten this, but I think there was something about a Part B. And did that have something to do with prescriptions, or?
No, Part B of Medicare is medical insurance. The Part D, as in dog, that is for prescription drug coverage, yes.
So Part D is what I'm talking about, and it seems like I didn't sign up right when I was 65. Mm-hmm. And my wife, when she turned 65, did. Mm-hmm. And because I waited a year or two, however long it was, I actually have to pay a little bit more than my wife does.
You basically, what happened is you accumulated a penalty. So when you are first eligible for Medicare, it is important that you enroll in a Part D plan. If not, you're facing a penalty later down the road whenever you do decide you want to enroll in it.
So that was a important lesson learned for me.
Yes.
And if I had known at the time, I'm sure I would have signed up for Part D, and I don't know why I didn't. But it's important to have guidance and experience helping you work through that process. Yes. Now, your counselors, as I understand it, they're not trying to sell you anything, or they're not trying to influence you to purchase or not purchase any particular program, correct?
That is correct. They are only providing free and unbiased information and are only trying to educate the consumer in order to have them make an informed decision. So we're not insurance agents or brokers. We just go over all of your options, and then it's up to the client to decide what they want to do.
Great. Wow, wonderful service. How are you funded?
So it's a program. Action Health Partners is the sponsor agency throughout North Central Washington. We have a contract through the Office of the Insurance Commissioner. So that is how we are funded, is through the Office of the Insurance Commissioner.
Great. So do you have any particular advice for people about what they either should be thinking about or asking about? Like I mentioned, the Part D, that was a little confusing for me personally, but are there any specific areas that a person might want to maybe study a little bit before they go in? Or
I think everything about Medicare, their Part A, their Part B, their prescription. What about if they are wanting a supplement to pick up the remaining percent, that 20% that Medicare doesn't cover? Maybe they're looking for an Advantage plan. I mean, it's just so much information, but we are here to be able to guide them and help them with their coverage options.
Great. As I also seem to recall, there was quite a lot of information available on the computer that would really help you make some of those decisions and decide, you know, what plan or plans were best for you.
Yes, and the way that we go about that is on Medicare.gov. So if we're comparing a prescription drug plan or an Advantage plan, we go on Medicare.gov. We enter the list of the medications the client is taking, quantity, dosage, look at pharmacies, and then we're able to compare those plans with them and let them know this is the least expensive plan available to you based on what you're currently taking.
Hi, I'm Jim Heinlein, and previously I discussed with you about the green side of the page, Original Medicare A, Medicare Supplements, and the third box on the green side of the page we're going to talk about is Part D, Prescription Drug Plans, when you're purchasing through a pharmacy or mail order. Now, you don't have to have a Part D drug plan, but if you don't take a Part D drug plan when you're eligible, Medicare gives you a late enrollment penalty. And you can call and we'll talk more about that later. But how do you find the right drug plan when there's 29 of them to choose from? And we're not going to look at 29 plans. That'll drive us crazy. So let's do this. We ask 4 questions when we help somebody with their drug plan. What's the name of the medication? What's the dosage, the frequency, and what pharmacy do you want to go to? With those 4 questions answered, we then load it into our search engine and it helps us get the #1 plan for you for the year. And the biggest mistake people make is they say, I like my current drug plan. Don't do that. Let's do a drug search. Give us a call at Springwater Insurance Group and we will do that for you. Our number, 888-2600.
Hello, I'm Dave Tosh, the Executive Director of the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center. I'm here today at the Senior Center with a couple of our longtime residents and I'd say fairly new members of the Senior Center, Jay and Diane Young. I think a lot of the folks that have been in this community well probably know who they are. You may not recognize them with all this masking going on, but after they start talking, I think that you'll realize who they are for sure. I've really enjoyed my time here at the Senior Center, and I think most people that know me realize that. Jay and Diane have been really great additions. I think they joined as members, new members, about 4 years ago, something like that, and I've been here for 7. But I don't know how to say this exactly, but there's some of our younger senior members. He won't tell you, she won't tell you how old they are. But, you know, what I thought I would do is start out by just asking them what brought them to the Senior Center and then what you enjoyed about the Senior Center once you came out here. So, Jay, why don't you talk about that a little bit?
Well, the reason we came was for the lunch program. We'd both retired, and you kind of get into patterns, and we just decided, well, let's go see. We've driven by this place many times, and we heard that it's a pretty good lunch. So we came down, and we found out not only was the food amazing, but within the lunch program, there's a lot of things that happen. You have your birthday Fridays, your Western days, your Hawaiian days. We have a lady who plays the piano. We have different groups coming in. When I say we, I'm so tied into the center, I think it's like a we thing. But it's a community, it's people. And the more we came to lunch, the more we became very comfortable here. And that was the beginning. Tanner?
Yeah, I had been interested in the Senior Center for some time because my grandmother belonged. And she belonged at the time when it was down by the YMCA. So years ago, and I used to drop her off down there. And she was very involved. She kind of considered herself the social director. She would tell people where to go and where to sit. And so I was very interested in that. Then my mom came for a short time and did their exercise program here. So when we retired, we decided to come down and give it a try. And we found a home here. We were able to help with different things, activities, and enjoy the activities that the Senior Center has to offer.
Yeah, so from that beginning, from our coming in and seeing what happened, we started thinking, well, maybe we can help a little. Besides just going for lunch, maybe there are some things we can do. And so I noticed that the kitchen seemed to have a lot of activity, and I started to volunteer by taking dishes and cleaning them off, and evolved into the kitchen itself, where I was able to help back there. And that led to other things, because this is not just a one-trick pony. Besides this incredible lunch and people that you see on a daily basis, there are a tremendous amount of activities. Like Diane alluded to, they have exercises in the morning. We used to do Pilates together here, and then they have card games going on. They have the pool tables and the bingo and book clubs and the thrift shop. This is a plethora of activity. It's like a little beehive. And if you only concern yourself with one little corner, you don't realize how large and voluminous this place can be, and all the tremendous opportunities to get involved. You become a senior, and there's a tendency sometimes to become a little isolated. You fall into these daily routines. By coming here, you not only see people, you get to do so much, and I think that keeps you young. I mean, I'm a pretty old 45-year-old, but being here is just a great place to be.
So I know the both of you, you didn't even mention this much at all yet. Volunteers, you're two of our really key volunteers, and how much that helps us here, and how important that is. You've helped with some of our larger special events, like our crab feed. You've done some of our dances in terms of serving the food and helping clean up and all of that. Could you talk to what would you say is a benefit to you about volunteering here?
Well, I really enjoy it. We meet a lot of people. That's a big benefit. We hear a lot of stories about people's lives. We have some very fascinating people that belong, and they have great stories. You feel connected to a community, and so I think that's really important to find that as you retire and you lose your work family, then you create another family outside of that.
Yeah, I would echo what Diane says. There are some really interesting people there, and you think about everything that they've gone through and the stories they have to tell. Benefit to me is I taught at the high school for a while, and I enjoy people, I enjoy helping, and this has given me the opportunity to keep helping